All right, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started to make sure that we start everything else on time, if that's okay. All right, we're going to get started. I hereby call to order the special meeting of the Abington Township Board of Commissioners of January 14th, 2021. And Happy New Year to all. And let us start with the roll call, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Here.
Brodsky,
Here.
Cole.
Here.
Carswell. Here. Rothman,
Here.
Vaughn, Commissioner Schreiber,
Here.
Fahey,
Here.
Weingrad,
Here.
DiPlacido, Myers,
She's here. She's on mute.
Commissioner Zappone,
Here.
Bowman,
Here.
Hecker,
Here.
Spiegelman,
Here. Please note, in case it wasn't noted in the roll call, indeed, Commissioner Myers is present, Commissioner Vaughn is present. I believe that Commissioner DiPlacido will be joining us, and there he is. All right, so we are all present. All right, so the purpose of the special meeting is a public hearing to permit 2 rain gardens at the Abington Junior High School. Solicitor Gallagher, should I just turn this right over to you, or should I officially open the public hearing?
We should open the public hearing first.
Okay. I hereby open the public hearing on the matter of permitting 2 rain gardens on the Abington Junior High School property. Public hearing is open.
Thank you, President Spiegelman. The purpose of this hearing this evening is to consider the conditional use application that was submitted to the township for property located at 2056 Susquehanna Road, Abington Township in Montgomery County. It's also known as the Abington Junior High School and is identified as Montgomery County Tax Map Parcel Number 300065228001. The application is requesting conditional use approval pursuant to Section 1503B2F of the Abington Township Zoning Ordinance to permit 2 rain gardens at the Abington Junior High School, which are located approximately 28 feet from the center line of the East Bader Creek. I do have several exhibits, which I'll enter into the record prior to turning this over to the applicant. The first exhibit is going to be the application from the applicant. The second will be the proof of advertisement. This evening's hearing was advertised pursuant to the municipality's planning code. And that'll be T1 and T2 respectively. T3 will be the letter to neighbors. T4 will be mailing labels. T5 will be the certification of mailing. T6 will be the posting certification dated January 11th, 2021. And T7 will be the proof of posting, January 11th, 2021. And T8 will be the proof of posting from December 1st, 2021. So with that, I will turn it over to the applicant, who is represented this evening by Susan Harris. Ms. Harris, I will ask you to, I believe that you have a slideshow that has not been admitted into evidence, but if you would like to admit that, you can let us know.
Okay.
There's your slideshow appearing on the screen now. So if you can walk through the application, offer any testimony and any witnesses that would be offered on your behalf, allow them to be asked any questions from the commissioners or members of the public. And with that, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm Susan Harris from Cerulean, and I'm representing the Tocconé-Taccone Frankfurt Watershed Partnership. We're here this evening to request approval on the rain garden project at the Abington Junior High School. So in partnership with the junior high and the school district, TTF's been working for over 10 years to implement water quality improvement projects. This includes stream buffers, stream restoration, rain gardens, and other water quality projects, which both improve the health of the watershed and also provide educational opportunities in cooperation with the school. So in many cases, the school is using these projects to bring students out, provide hands-on environmental education. So this project that we're discussing here tonight was recently funded through the Department of Environmental Protection's Growing Greener program. And we're looking to install 2 rain gardens on the campus at Abington Junior High. The plans that I'll share with you tonight, they were engineered by AKRF Engineering, and Cerulean is the project manager on this. We've already received the general permit for the discharge to the East Bader Creek. So that's a permit from the Department of Environmental Protection. And we've been through the plan review process with the Montgomery County Conservation District, and they have issued their letter of adequacy for the project as well. Next slide. So this project, as you can see here, this is a aerial view of 2012, and then a most current aerial view, which is available through Google Earth, of 2018. And as you can see, over approximately 8 years ago, a stream buffer was installed to help protect the East Bader Creek and to cool and reduce and filter the pollution that comes off of the landscape. So in this bottom photograph that you see here, located at the numerical figures 1 and 2, is where we are proposing these rain gardens. The proposed rain gardens, they will reduce the volume and velocity of the runoff that is currently flowing from the driveway into the school and the bus circle there. So all of that flow currently comes down and is a direct discharge to the creek. So we're proposing to put in inlets on the access drive, which will intercept the flow and put them through the 2 rain gardens. We've found that, this project is consistent with articles within the township's comprehensive plan, specifically Chapter 4, protecting natural features, and 4.6, restoration of natural features. So the riparian buffer is already in place, and the next phase of this project is to install the rain gardens to reduce the volume and then allow it to slow release through the stream buffer. Next slide. So I hope everybody can see this clearly. The reason we are here tonight, as Lauren had mentioned, the rain gardens sit approximately 28 feet off of the East Bader Creek. So that is within the township zoning ordinance that requires within the riparian corridor conservation district, the conditional use approval for any disturbance within that area. So we're here tonight to seek that, and the rain gardens, we feel they will replicate a natural system, and we're utilizing vegetation to help clean and filter the runoff that flows off of the campus. Next slide. We went through Article 15 related to the Riparian Corridor Conservation District, and we think that this project addresses many of the strategies that are referenced in that. Specifically, we will reduce the amount of nutrients and sediments and other pollutants which reach the waterway. DEP's BMP effectiveness values for rain gardens identify 90% removal rate for sediment, 85% removal rate for phosphorus, and 80% removal rate for nutrients. So as the water flows through the rain gardens, it'll be filtered through the soil and through the vegetation and help clean the water before it discharges to the creek. The project will conserve natural resources important to land and water. We're replicating natural features, and we're protecting the East Bader Creek. We're improving the habitat through use of native plants and promoting pollination, nesting, and attracting wildlife. Next slide. The zoning ordinance further says, improvements which are not detriment to the properties in the immediate vicinity and shall be in the best interest of the township. So this rain garden in the illustration you see here, this was the rain garden that was installed in partnership with Abington Township a few years ago at Ethel Jordan Park. We think that it has matured nicely and has a variety of native plants in there. And we believe that it's an attractive project, and it is also intercepting flows which were previously directly discharging to the creek. So, we think this is an example of an attractive feature, and we hope that the project at the Abington Junior High will be well received as well. Next slide. So next, in conformance with all applicable requirements of this ordinance and all municipal, state, and federal codes applicable to the use or the process in question, what you see here is a letter also from Montgomery County Board of Commissioners and the Planning Commission. We submitted this project to the county as well for consistency with the Montgomery County Comprehensive Plan, and it was deemed to support a modern, resilient, green and energy efficient infrastructure network, and also improve the stormwater management and reduce the impacts of flooding. So as I mentioned, we've already been through review with the Department of Environmental Protection, with the Montgomery County Conservation District. We think that this project is consistent with Abington Township's goals for stormwater improvements and with the MS4 program. Next slide. Next slide. In addition to the environmental benefits, we're partnering with the school district to work on curriculum development. So one of the partners on this project is Drexel University's Academy of Natural Sciences, who's working with the science chair at the Abington Junior High School to facilitate lessons which will be hands-on academic use of these rain gardens. So, part of that will be the students coming out post-COVID, and we hope that we can all return to this hands-on approach here, but, bringing the students out to witness the transformation and the improvements through the installation of the rain garden. In the past, students have come out and participated in the stream buffer. They've done monitoring in the creek. So, part of this will be the ability for the Academy of Natural Sciences to support the water quality testing. So the science department students, they'd be able to take samples in the creek, and the Academy would then, provide the results back. So it'll be a partnership between TTF, the Academy, and the school district to really use this for hands-on education. And then we also had received letters of support from the Abington Environmental Advisory Council. The school district, of course, provided a strong commitment to this in terms of match and ability to help facilitate some of the installation and long-term operation and maintenance. And then we've received letters as well from Villanova University and William Penn Foundation, all supporting the project. So we hope that you'll recognize this project and grant us the conditional use approval on it. And I'm glad to answer any questions that you have about it.
John, you're on
I'm
mute.
muted. Sorry, Susan. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know we're trying to adhere to our time schedule. If no one minds, before we open up to questions from the board, there's something I want to address because this project is entirely within Ward 11. Earlier on in my time as commissioner, I was a strong proponent and remain a strong proponent of the riparian buffer project, and I'm also in favor of the rain gardens. I mean, these really they do everything Susan said and more. There was a concern among all of the Highland Avenue neighbors whose properties abut the original riparian buffer and who will be in close proximity to the rain gardens, that while the riparian buffer used to be used to really be sort of a stellar a stellar example of such a project, and in fact won a County Montgomery Award. In recent years, unfortunately, it has fallen into disrepair and become overgrown, including with invasives. The old now obsolete fencing is all sort of crushed and falling apart. And the neighbors are concerned about the condition of the riparian buffer, but also express concerns that the rain gardens might end up the same way. Now, Susan, please jump in if I misinterpret or miscommunicate anything that you and I talked about. But Susan was exceptionally helpful. We had a conversation, and an arrangement will be made for some of the project budget to go to restoring the riparian buffer, removing the old fencing, which is no longer needed, removing the invasives, cleaning it up. And then in the interim, I'm going to communicate with the school district, and we're going to work out a plan for the continued maintenance of that riparian buffer and for the maintenance of the rain gardens, so that we never have to have the conversation about overgrowth or disrepair when it comes to them. I know Susan explained to me that the rain gardens will be easier to repair just because of their physical layout and what they are versus the riparian buffer. So for any Ward 11 neighbors, specifically those folks on Highland Avenue who might be listening in now, waiting to make a comment, and we will of course take public comment before we vote, and or who are looking at this in posterity, please know that the issues of the riparian buffer conditions have been handled and will be handled moving forward. That said, are there any questions for Susan from commissioners? All right. Hearing none, Lauren, correct me if, excuse me, Solicitor Gallagher, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but now we will go ahead and take public comment before we close the hearing and vote.
One matter of housekeeping, Ms. Harris, would you like the slideshow to be entered into evidence with the
Sure.
conditional use? Okay,
Yeah.
so that'll be entered as applicant's exhibit 1.
Okay.
And Commissioner Spiegelman, before we take public comment, we should find out if there's any members of the public that wish to take party status in the application this evening.
Okay.
Just by way of application, party status means actually becoming a party to the matter. It would allow any individual to present evidence, present witnesses, to cross-examine Ms. Harris. However, public comment is still available, and any member of the public that is here tonight will be able to ask questions, make comments without taking party status. So that is the
Okay.
difference. So if anyone wants to take party status, now would be the appropriate time to open it up to any member of the public for that purpose.
Okay, so any member of the public who would like to take party status, please raise your hand. Then we will move on to public comment. You won't be forgotten or skipped. All right, I don't see any hands up for party status. So I think that's sufficient time. So now we're going to move on to general public comments regarding the proposed rain gardens. So if anyone wants to make a public comment about the rain gardens, please raise your hand. All right. All right. See, okay, we have one hand raised. It's Susan Myra from our EAC. So if could please let her in.
Susan.
Susan, you can go ahead.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to come really to represent the Environmental Advisory Council and in support of this conditional use approval. We obviously are very grateful for the work that the TTF has been doing in collaboration with the township and the school district on this project. So just wanted to voice our continued support for this project as a great demonstration project and a great green infrastructure project for the township.
Thank you so much, Susan, and of course, thank you for all you do as part of our EAC. All right, I don't see any additional hands up regarding regarding the rain gardens. So now I'm going to, unless there's any last minute comment from commissioners, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing so that we can vote. Is that correct, Solicitor Gallagher?
Yes, so you can close the public hearing, and then it would be appropriate to determine whether there are any reasonable conditions that the board would like to put on any motion, and then a motion, a second, and a vote would be appropriate.
Sounds good. All right, the public hearing is hereby closed. Now, do any commissioners want to place any conditions on our approval of the rain gardens? All right. Hearing none, then I guess I'll go ahead and call the question. All in, we don't need a roll call vote, right? Just to.
No, but you do need a motion and a second.
Right, a motion and a second, but we don't need a roll call vote. Okay.
I don't think so. No, you can do it by voice vote and
Okay, great. Well then, without further ado, I'm going to move that the board approve, the board permit the construction of the 2 rain gardens on the Abington Junior High School property. And I so move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any last questions or comments for commissioners? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The rain gardens pass. All right.
Thank you.
Again, Susan, thank you so much for the presentation. I very much look forward to working with you moving forward on both the repair of the riparian buffer and as the rain gardens move forward. With that, our special meeting is adjourned. See you all in a few minutes.
Thank you all for your time.
Thanks again,
have a
Susan.
good night.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Have a good evening.
Do we stay on the same Zoom?
I believe we do.
Yes.
Yes,
we do.
Thank you.
And Lauren, you're finished with me? You don't need me any longer?
Yes, I believe so. Terry, we don't need the court reporter anymore, right?
Oh, many thanks to our court reporter.
No problem. Thank you. Hey,
Happy
Tom.
Hope I didn't talk too fast for you.
No, everybody's great.
Good.
Happy New Year to everyone and